All right, we're moving on now and shifting our focus back to what happened in the maximum city. MNS goons taking law into their own hands. MNS Neta was caught on camera slapping, thrashing an old woman when she objected to a poster being put up in front of her shop. The old lady was beaten up by MNS men for objecting to the posters that these MNS leaders wanted to put over there. This is not the first time that the MNS netas, the MNS workers are taking law into their own hands. But because no strict action, no stringent action is taken against them by their party high command, this behavior continues. This time around, an old lady was targeted. Let's go across to Shivani. Shivani, what happened? This is shocking, the manner in which the old lady is being heckled, pushed, thrashed.
Well, definitely here we have seen this in this particular famous Mumbadevi temple. This lady carries her own shop, and right outside her shop there were some of the bamboo sticks, those were being placed for placing a particular board over there by the MNS leaders, and that's why she objected that it is her premises and hence they should not put any such bamboo, because it will, some or the other way come across the entrance. But as we go ahead, when she requested the MNS leader, he did not stop. His name is Vinod Argile. She requested him, he did not stop, and not only that, he started abusing her. She abused him back, and first of all, he was the one who slapped that lady. Later, when she argued again, he pushed her, and throughout this video, we are seeing at least for the 3 times Vinod Argile pushes that lady. 2 times she falls down, and in fact, when others try and come in between them and try to stop them, there also they do not stop. And Mr. Vinod Argile, the MNS leader from the local area,
the old lady was objecting to a poster being put up right outside her medical shop, and the MNS Neta, or should we call him an MNS goon, lost his cool and started thrashing the old woman. We have Abha Singh and Brinda Adige joining us on the broadcast. Abha Singh, and you would know this is not the first time that these MNS workers have taken law into their own hands. This time around, an old lady was thrashed. She was targeted because she was objecting to a poster that was being put outside her shop.
Shall I come in first?
Yes, Abha Singh, please go ahead.
You are very right. These are not MNS workers. They are goons, I would say, because initially also they beat up so many taxi walas, bhaji walas, because they were anti-North Indians. And now again, with elections coming round the corner, 2024 is the MP elections, and now it is the BMC elections. So now they're trying to, they have not done any work at the ground level. Only now they are trying to do mischief so that they get noticed and they get footage. Hitting a woman who is opposing that a poster should not be put in her store or her restaurant or whatever. She is very much within her right. And if they're coming out and beating a woman, we can just make out what values they have. And these MNS goons again are up to mischief because they want to be noticed and they want to get noticed during the BMC elections. They should be arrested, put behind bars. We should not tolerate this type of behavior, indecent behavior, I would say. But what is important is there are certain politicians who are trying to promote MNS. What I've seen is that at the time of elections, they just come up, do some nonsense like this, and then disappear. So we should not take them seriously and should make an issue not to give them any footage also.
Absolutely. But, instead, I think we should also question the party high command. Why no action is taken against such individuals? Or maybe, such a behavior is promoted by the party, and that's why these workers on ground don't even hesitate even once to take law into their own hands. I want to bring in Brinda Adige. And, these are the parties that talk about Marathi Manus, Brinda Adige.
You're absolutely right. The party heads, the party leaders must be held accountable. I'm sure these workers would not do something like this with such impunity and arrogance if it wasn't for the support from the party leaders. And they know that the police will also not register any case against these people. But how shameful it is that these people, this party that talks about protecting women, protecting their rights, and upholding democracy, has the gall to beat up the woman just because she says she does not want that poster in front of her shop. In every way, she has the right to not want that poster in front of her shop. They do not own that road or that space over there. So what do these people think? These people think that they are the authority and the power and nobody can touch them. They have not touched them in the past. So they will not touch them just now. And the leader will say, we are looking at it. I hope the leader suspends every one of them, and I hope the police take suo motu action so that these party workers are put behind bars.
Absolutely. Abha Singh, I want to bring you once again. This is hooliganism, this is arrogance, this is abuse of position. And in fact, the fact that they are associated with a political party, they think they have every right to take law and order into their hand. A party which is not even in power, by the way.
You are very right. They are all hooligans. I will call them political gundas. And why they are behaving like this is because they have political protection. The local police would have been told not to take action. They have got police patronage, and that is why they are behaving like this. Had they been arrested, put behind bars, they would not have the courage to do this. And also what is important here is that they've done past record also. They must be having a lot of FIRs on them, and yet they go scot-free, and this emboldens them. In fact, I would like to question Raj Thackeray, is this his only modus operandi to be in news? Why can't he do something substantial? Why can't he do some groundwork and win elections rather than beating up old women or North Indians?
Absolutely. All these netas talk about women empowerment. Abha Singh, I think we should highlight that. They give long speeches on women empowerment. They talk about respecting women, and this is how their workers on the ground behave. And despite all of that, they're not pulled up. That's the most shocking aspect.
Very true, very true. In fact, an elderly lady, if they are not showing respect, it shows the way they have been brought up. And also what is important is why no action till now. Even when we are speaking on the television, the local police station should take action, because elections are going to come, and it will be hapless women and old people and North Indians who would be beaten up by MNS just to be in news.
All right, Abha Singh and Brindadige, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast with your views. I want to go back to Shivani. So, Shivani, has there been a complaint filed? Has any action been taken? Any suo motu cognizance by the police? Has the matter even reached the police?
Well, to our surprise, the matter has yet not reached to the cops, and in fact, the old lady clearly said that she wants to take it further. And if these are the leaders, if they want to post such any poster or anything like that, they should prior take permission from the BMC also, from the local cops also. And if the authorities agree to do so, then she is also okay with that. But yes, of course, to our surprise, of course, the complaint has yet not been registered, so we can not even say that any FIR will soon take place or not, because in this particular video, not only the man of MNS can be seen pushing that lady thrice, but can clearly be heard abusing her as well, repeatedly that too. And when even asked to stay away from him, and when she comes out to argue and make her point, then again he pushes her back to back. So we can clearly understand that people, those were there, those were recording the videos, those were also the ones those got abused by the other supporters of this MNS leader Vinod, and hence we are seeing, we can expect a complaint to be filed, because as we are also showing the news and information to our viewers, it might just reach the cops as well, via us probably, because the lady has yet not reached to the cops. And so as the person of MNS also was sounding very confident when he said that you can go ahead and file the complaint, and I will see what happens next. I'm sure nothing will happen. So we can understand that kind of confidence that they carry, that nothing will happen even if a complaint gets filed. That is nothing, no one will touch them. If that is the kind of confidence the MNS leaders have.
Right,
the
Shivani,
lady in the video can be heard.
Yes, let's once again, talk about the video. Let's focus on the video. First, the MNS leader slaps the woman. When she fights back to defend herself, she is pushed to the ground. And what is shocking, Shivani, is that nobody out of people who can be seen in the video standing around intervened. Nobody also tried to stop the MNS leader.
You have to understand one thing, that this is the kind of image the MNS carries. You're right. So here also, as I was rightly mentioning, that there were people those who were recording this particular incident, the fight between the lady and the MNS leader. The other supporters of the MNS leader come ahead, thrash those speakers mobile, ask them to leave the spot, and that is why we can say that there are several people those who did not intervene in between to rescue that lady, because in the favor of that particular man, we can see at least 3 to 4 other men, but not one of them even to stop him or at least to support that particular woman. But clearly we can say that this is the first time wherein in the upcoming municipal corporation election, the MNS going to enter. A few days back, Raj Thackeray made an appeal to all these leaders, party workers, saying that they should come out, the women should come out on a primary notice. He also said that he's going to write a letter to the party workers, those are women, and they should step out of their houses.
Yeah, that's
come
what I
ahead,
said. These leaders talk about women empowerment. They want to reach out to the women vote bank. They want the women vote bank to participate in elections, whether local, whether state, whether national elections, and they want those votes. But when it comes to their workers misbehaving with women, so far at least we haven't heard anything from the party supremo. Maybe when the information reaches him, maybe he will respond. But has any action been taken in the past against MNS workers who've taken law in their hands, Shivani? Is there any such history associated with the MNS?
Well, talking about this particular person, namely Vinod, does not really carry any such background with regards to any such complaints or so. But yes, to say on the record, as Abba Singh was also pointing out, that MNS earlier also has been targeting North India, has been completely going against them, and this comes as a very shocking treatment by MNS leaders of this lady particularly. But in that particular area, we have seen that several posters of party leaders, party workers will be placed. And in fact, I clearly remember a few days back, while conducting a rally kind of a thing, while conducting his speech, Raj Thackeray himself said that he wants to see all his posters, all his party messages across the state, and especially in the city of Mumbai. And that's when we see that not exactly the party poster, but yes, a poster by the party leader comes ahead. And yes, of course, we are already witnessing that what exactly transpired in that particular period when the poster making or the poster putting was taking place. But yes, of course, the party leaders have also not come ahead or have made any such statement. Whether earlier also we have seen that how MNS was targeting people, but even then Raj Thackeray never came out opposing that very clearly. So it is going to be an interesting part today, because few moments after, even the CM of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, will be visiting Raj Thackeray's residence for the Ganpati Darshan at his place. So it will be a very interesting part to see that what does Raj Thackeray has to say, and how how CM Eknath Shinde goes ahead and take any action, because the police belongs to the CM Eknath Shinde in the state right now,
and if those
the people that are violating it right now seems to be the new friends of the Maharashtra government.
It will be important to hear the Chief Minister, because I remember a couple of days back there was a visual of the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Shinde, helping out a woman police officer who was trying to control the crowd and was injured. He made sure that the woman was given proper treatment, the woman police officer. And today, this particular question needs to be put out. If the Chief Minister is going to condemn this, if he's going to speak to Raj Thackeray, and will his police and his party take action against such leaders who take law into their own hands, Shivani?
Well, definitely in the past also we have seen that not only Eknath Shinde, but in fact the Shiv Sena itself has been always standing for women rights, for women empowerment. We clearly remember in Mumbai specifically, for the constables also, the women constables, those used to work for 12 hours straight, their working hours are made for 8 hours, because they are women, they work extra, they have extra responsibilities.
Stay on with us.
This was the reason
Zeenat Shaukat Ali joining us on the broadcast. Zeenat Shaukat Ali, shocking visuals coming in from Mumbai, from the maximum city, where a MNS leader takes law into his own hands and, is thrashing a old woman, is beating her, pushing her on the ground, slapping her, just because she objected to a poster being put in front of her shop.
Absolutely condemnable. This is a totally condemnable thing, that you beat women and you beat an old woman. There is a law of torts in this country. You're not supposed to put a finger on somebody. You cannot, that is the law of torts in our country. So the whole point is that how dare somebody pick up their hands and beat an old lady just because she's putting up a poster? What is the meaning of this? Is there a law and situation order prevailing or not? And what women empowerment are we talking about? We're degrading women to the lowest degree. An old woman at that being thrashed and beaten.
Absolutely. Zeenat Shaukat Ali, in fact, this mindset needs to be condemned, and it needs to be condemned not by people like you and me. It needs to be condemned by their party chiefs, by the high command. These individuals need to be pulled up, they need to be reprimanded, but that unfortunately does not happen. In fact, this kind of behavior is only encouraged, and these netas are emboldened.
No, you're absolutely correct. When you are an MLA and when you are a member of parliament and when you are higher up, you're supposed to know your responsibilities. And if there is somebody beneath you within your cadre who is behaving like this and who's beating up women, they have to be pulled up and they have to be punished. It's not just being pulled up; it's being punished along with that. So I think the law has to cut across whoever the person may be. Where women are concerned or anyone else is concerned, the law has to cut across irrespective of caste, class, religion, gender, whatever, and especially when it comes to women.
Absolutely. Do you also think that, this somewhere down the line also exposes the hypocrisy and double standard practiced by political parties? Because the high command and the chiefs of these parties talk about women empowerment. They want the vote bank. They want the women voters to vote for them, whether it's local election or state election, but won't stop their workers and won't teach them how to behave with a woman on the street.
Absolutely correct. You're absolutely 100% right. It is a huge hypocrisy, and it has to be brought to a logical end, because we are hearing no end to this happening. It's constantly happening. It's happening to women of all different denominations, religions, caste, class, and just cutting across. So when you're talking about women empowerment, at least you must mean what you say. But because remember, today media is far and wide, and the world is looking at you, at what you're doing. See, it's a very sad situation. I shouldn't even be talking about this to responsible people.
Absolutely. Zina Shaukat Ali, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast with your perspective, your views. I want to go back to Shivani. Shivani, biggest question here. Will the police act? Will the party high command act? In case of Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, the party high command is Raj Thackeray himself.
Well, yes, of course, interesting questions come against Raj Thackeray. That one side, when he wants to reach out to the women votes, when on one side, when he requests his women party workers to come out and help people out, and then on other side, when these male workers are coming out and hitting women on street publicly, then what all steps does he take? Because as of now, no complaint has been registered by the Mumbai police. So now the interesting part is going to be that who comes ahead and files this particular complaint, because the locals at the moment of time are not really clarifying as to what exactly happened, but they said that they have witnessed the MNS leader gathering at outside her shop and having any such kind of a function announcement, and later not only beating her, pushing her, but abusing her constantly. And when she comes ahead again, she was being said that clearly that they will see her, that what will happen. So we can clearly see that open challenge and open threat has also been given to that women.
Is there any information, any input on whether permission was taken by the local authorities to put up such posters, or the shopkeepers were being forced to put up such posters by the party?
Well, as of now, from the BMC side, we have not been confirmed whether any kind of permission was given, because they clearly say that no such request to put up any such board or any such bamboo sticks were taken priorly. So we can understand that there was no permission that was taken in. Rather, they directly went with those bamboo sticks and with those particular posters and started, placing it around. But yes, of course, an official court is still expected from the BMC side and from the local cops to be known that whether any such prior permission was taken or not, because the women also clearly say that if BMC would have informed her, or if any such permission letter was with them, then she shouldn't be opposing it, because it is her premises, it is her property, and hence any official letter or any official order will be the only thing that she will accept and permit. But yes, such kind of holism won't be entertained, is what the lady has to say as of now. But yes, of course, we'll also try and get the official quotes from the Mumbai police as well.
Absolutely. The lady in this case who owns the medical shop has every right to object to these posters being put up outside her shop, or whether it's vehicles being parked outside her shop. That is her right. And just because she was asking them to remove the arrangements that were being made there to put up posters, the MNS leader on camera was caught abusing the old lady, and then there came a point when he slapped her across the face and pushed her on the ground, just because she was demanding her rights, just because she was fighting for herself.
Well, if we see this particular matter, even if that outside of her medical shop is the public road, maybe a footpath that belongs to BMC, and if they are placing any such bamboo, and even if she's opposing that particular bid by the MNS leaders or their supporters. But one thing is very clear, that no man has the right to slap her or to abuse her, that to publicly right outside her shop, and even the cars, those who are parked, the bikes, those who are parked over there, she clearly opposes. This is the entrance of her medical shop, and hence people, those who come to purchase the medicines over there, will get affected by it, and of course her business will also get affected, and that is why she was requesting them to take aside those particular bamboos and they can place it as some other spot.
Absolutely. But so far you're telling us that